So in this video, we're going to take a look at the data logging capability of the 121GW. Page 48 here in the manual pretty much covers it. Data logging started by holding the mem button down until a beep is heard. It'll be stored on the internal micro SD card. It'll give us the count of samples on the secondary display, and it samples once a second. And we're just going to sample this 9-volt battery. It's a battery. The voltage should be very stable on it. The burden from the meter should be very low, so that battery shouldn't discharge much during measurement. So let's go ahead and get to the voltage scale. Oh, that was interesting. What did I do? I'm going to cycle the power again here. I don't know what the cal meant if I hit a button too quick. Get the backlight on, and we'll go ahead here and start measuring this battery. Oh, if I can get the alligator clip to open. And again, I'm using these very short leads just because they're very convenient in this case. And that's a nice rock solid measurement for a 9-volt battery, as I'd expect. So let's start data logging, holding down the mem button. Well, that's certainly, so let's see, data. So let's see, logging data is stored on the internal micro SD card. Data is by default recorded once per second. This should have been default. Whether that's stored now 100 samples, or that's the measurement units, then once a second it grabs that measured value and logs it, I don't know. I'm going to let this run for a while. We'll come back and take a look at the count on the meter. Notice that APO is off, so the meter's not going to power down. I am going to turn off the backlight just because there's no reason to have it on through this and waste battery. And I'll let this run for a little while, and we'll grab the data off of it and see what we've got. So the meter's been running for a fair amount of time here, probably 10 to 20 minutes. I didn't keep track of time. Measuring this 9-volt battery, we can see we measured coming up on 11,000 data points. So I'll let the count here get up to about 11,000, and then I'll turn data logging off. We're getting closer. So we're just over 11,000 counts there. Let me write that down, or I won't remember in 30 seconds. Versus always assumes I can find something that writes. And I'll extract that data, and we'll take a look at it on the computer here in Excel. So I'll catch you in a second here. So we're looking at the CSV file from the run, imported into Excel. And there's some header information up here. Obviously the time and date on my meter need to be set. I haven't done that. There's just an ID tag, it looks like, for the run. I'm guessing interval of 0 seconds is as fast as you can output values. A little bit disappointed to not see timestamps on this. I think that would have made it more interesting. And we don't have them, or whether that's an option I just don't know about. Maybe I need to go look for the manual for the 2.0 firmware. There might be additional stuff that can be added here. But we do notice, if you remember when I stopped the meter sampling, it had measured or had shown about 11,000 counts on the secondary display. And so that secondary display was the number of data points written out to the file. So we see our data stream, we see a min and max. I don't know what 1 and 61 mean here. No clue. Again, it was DC volts. And I went ahead and grabbed this data set and played around with some chart types, and this was probably really the best chart type I could come up with. We can see that there were just really 4 discrete values with a couple of noise points down here. Man, I can't talk today. So what we're seeing here is the resolution of the A to D. 0.391 volts, 0.390 volts, 0.389 volts, and 0.382. So there's 0.3 volt spread here between these, or 0.003 volt spread between these. And so we're just getting these nice lines where the samples are. It does dance around a bit, and of course there's a couple of outliers here. I had another graph here. I don't have it at the moment. Let's go back and recreate that graph, because it actually showed something kind of interesting. I'm not sure now why that graph got removed. I want to put in, I believe, a single line chart. I must have accidentally deleted it. Let's get this moved around here where we can look at it. So this is just a plot of the measurements, the voltages and the measurements, essentially time on the scale. And what you see here that's interesting is you see those couple of outliers, you see this noise here. And, you know, I hooked the battery up, I let it start sampling. I reached in, I held down the maze button and let go, and it started measuring. And there's this initial burst of noise here up front where got these couple of outliers, but then it becomes very rhythmic here as you look at this. I mean, I look at this and just go, you know, that's really an interesting data set, just because it looks so, you know, rhythmic there. Let me see if I can get rid of that chart. And let's grab a smaller data set, maybe the first 300 or so values. And let's go ahead and chart that, just because I'm interested here. Again, I'm just going to do a simple line graph. And let's blow that up a bit and look at it. So that's a little more interesting, looking at the shape of it. I wish I knew what the time here, the actual time was, because part of me is wondering if this is 60 hertz noise. I'm in the US, 60 hertz AC, or perhaps it's noise being generated by my overhead LED lights. It does look, I mean, it's definitely pretty rhythmic. You know, those gaps are, well, they're not 100% similar, so I just don't know. I don't know where this noise is coming from. But again, this noise is over a span of, you know, with the couple of outliers, really 0.004 volts. So it really is noise. So, you know, this really is basically measuring the battery at 9.389 volts. So, you know, first pass data logging here, I'm very happy with this. Like I said, I guess I need to look at the manual for the version 2 of software. I would have really liked to have seen a timestamp here, or some kind of indication if this is every, you know, 10 milliseconds, 100 milliseconds, whatever this is, because I'd like to have a time component here. Oh, excuse me. So round one, looking at a 9 volt battery for 11,000 samples, looks really good. This says to me that the A to D is really solid in this range. You know, it's very repeatable. I'm happy with this result. So I guess I will wrap this up here, and I'll see you in the next video.